guys, so now that it's 2016 and New Year, I'm in a different country, I just kind of wanted to talk about some of my New Year's resolutions that I have for this year, just to kind of get them out there, and that way it's recorded somewhere and I have, something to keep myself accountable. So there are a couple. I think the biggest one probably that will affect my life is that I am deciding to go vegan this year. And for a lot of people that know me, that might seem really, really strange and out of the blue. But it's something that I've been looking into for about a month now, since the beginning of December. And I watched a lot of the documentaries like Cowspiracy and Earthlings, and there's a couple other ones, Speeches by Gary Yourofsky. And I never really realized how extremely terrible the meat, dairy, and egg industry is to the animals. I think a lot of people are under a misconception about how they're treated and how they're killed in the slaughterhouses. And also I had no idea how bad meat actually is for your diet and for your body, and how badly the whole industry affects the environment. It's like the leading cause for all of the problems we're having. And I just don't want to support it anymore, and my body doesn't need it, so I'm going to be trying to make some changes with my diet in that respect, which is going to be a little difficult because of where I am in Korea. Normally, I think the transition to veganism would be a lot easier. You have, products that are vegan that can substitute. And you can get those in certain parts of Korea, like almond milk. I know you can buy that in Seoul and probably some other cities, but not in Umsong, where I'm at, because it's super tiny and does not have a lot of resources. So I did find soy milk here, no almond milk, no rice milk or anything and I tried it, and that is just not a good experience with my stomach. So I learned how to make my own almond milk, and that's been going pretty good. But just things like that, we don't have butter substitutes in Umsong or anything like that. So I think it's going to take a little bit of work, me trying to figure out what's going on there, and also just the whole cultural aspect of food here. It's a very communal bonding experience, eating food with other teachers, so like during lunchtime and things like that, and there's always lots of meat in the cafeteria, so I don't know if, to me it's worth sacrificing that cultural bonding experience with the teacher with the other teachers to eat my, the food that I feel like is morally right to eat, sort of thing. But I know they're not going to see it that way. So I've heard that sometimes you can kind of get away with eating your own food by saying you're going on a special diet or things like that. So I'm going to talk with my main co-teacher and see if she can get me off of the lunch plan for that. So yeah, veganism. Resolution number 1. It's not going to be a total cold turkey sort of thing. I've already stopped buying meat and milk and eggs, but just there's some things here that are very difficult to know if they're vegan or not, especially if you go to eat out. So it's going to be a transition, but I'm going to try my best. Resolution number 2, I want to write a book this year. I'm a big writing enthusiast, and I have a lot of started stories, but none of them are finished, and I would ideally like to have a rough draft that could be sent to a publishing company by the end of the year. So that is resolution number 2. resolution number 3 is fitness, which is pretty unoriginal, but I figure as long as I am changing my diet, I might as well just try to change my overall wellness and fitness habits. So like getting 8 hours of sleep, which is something I have not done for the majority of this year, I think. And, you know, working out probably at least 5 times a week, preferably 6. But I'm going to shoot for 5 at first and hopefully go from there. And, yeah, eating right, which is also part of the veganism thing. And my 4th goal, I think, would be just to prioritize certain things, especially towards the end of the year. I think culture shock really got the best of me when I first got to my new school here. And I would kind of turn to Netflix and things like that as sort of an escape from reality, and ended up putting off a lot of really important things that needed to get done, which results in less sleep because I'm procrastinating, and, you know, bad mood because you wake up and you're grumpy and you want to be in bed. So I'm going to prioritize my time this year, you know, making sure that, you know, what gets done first or what needs to get done first gets done first, and really just trying to figure out what's important in my life. I think when you move to a different country, that is the perfect time to kind of prioritize what is really important to you. Because when you come to a different country, it's like your entire sense of self is almost altered. Like, it's not just, you know, realizing that your culture is different from a different culture, but just figuring out, you know, what parts of your culture you're going to keep that are really important to you, and then what parts of your, you know, personal culture have to leave in order to adapt, because you can't just keep living the same way that you do in every single place. Like, inherently wise, there's a different sort of, I don't know, mental process going on between different countries, just the way people are raised and how they think. And when you go to those different places, you have to adapt or, you know, be miserable. So, yeah, those are my resolutions for this year. And if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.